Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm the GQ Jedi. If you're not already subscribed to me, blast that subscribe button down below so you don't miss any valuable Star Wars content. Today we're going to go over Yoda's house. That's right, the Dagobah Playset. Famous Empire Strikes Back playset that we all know and love. So without further ado, let's go to Dagobah.
Kenner released the Dagobah Action Playset first in 1981 and then again in 1982. In The Empire Strikes Back, when we first meet Yoda, we have no idea what kind of creature he is or what kind of being and why he is so interested in Luke Skywalker when Luke doesn't even know who he is. But all is soon revealed in good time. Shortly after that meeting, Yoda brought Luke Skywalker to his home, a swampy, slimy mudhole that resided on the swamps of Dagobah. And that, my friends, is where the action takes place, where the adventure began for Luke and for kids, because in 1981, kids got to recreate Dagobah in their very own home. This action playset is something of a marvel, an awesome playset in my opinion, and kids everywhere wanted to get this playset once they'd seen the movie and knew that Kenner had created a playset for them to play with. After all, who doesn't want to play with Yoda? Who doesn't want to see Yoda's home? They say imagination is everything, and I have to agree. However, Kenner did kids a solid. They really fleshed out this playset, so a kid didn't have to try too hard to really recreate the Dagobah experience. Look inside this home. Look at the detail. Look at the table that they put in there. You can just imagine Yoda sitting in there. I know I can. When I saw The Empire Strikes Back, I wanted to see more of Yoda. And then after the movie, I wanted to hang out with Yoda. And with this playset, you can. I mean, look at Yoda. He actually fits in there. He's sitting by his table, just chilling. I mean, how cool is this? Look at the detail. Look at that. Kenner, man, I know it's an inside area, and they didn't have to flesh that out much. They could have just left it kind of hollow and empty and not really put any detail. But no, that's not how Kenner did things. Look at R2-D2. We all remember when he's trying to peer in the rain, trying to check out Luke and Yoda talking. And look, Yoda and Luke can both fit in there with no problems, which is pretty awesome. So you can recreate that conversation very easily. Look at that. I just love this playset, guys. The first feature of this playset I want to talk about is this tree limb, which actually controls the, I guess you could call it a mechanism that lifts Luke up. If I spin this around here so you guys can get a better look at that. As you can see, Luke is hanging upside down, suspended by the tree limb. And if you move it up and down, Luke moves up and down. Not that he moved up and down in the movie, but still, it is a toy, so a play feature like this is acceptable. And of course, if you need to move his hand, then you can really pretend that he's using the Force. And that moment, you know the moment I'm talking about. The moment where, he really starts to stretch out with his feelings and, things get kind of crazy, because that's when we first see crates and rocks and, heck, even R2-D2 gets lifted up. And with this little button right here, this little rock, you push this mechanism down and it lifts up these crates and R2-D2 like so. Keep in mind that Luke is stretching out with the Force, so at the same time you push the button down, R2-D2 and the crates move up and down. How cool is that? A very simple feature. There's nothing, it's not electronic. There's nothing electronic about this playset. But you don't need electronics with this playset. Look at this crate. It has a hole in it, so it just slots right onto this post. Their cylinder is actually very hard to keep track of. It does get lost, but it also slots onto this post right here. And then you just take R2-D2 and you just slip them on over that, like so. Takes a little patience sometimes, but it's definitely worth the effort, I'd say. And again, stretch out with your feelings, Luke. Press this button, and there you go. How cool is that? I mean, for a kid, I gotta say this is pretty sweet. This is the one time you can, I'd say, with any of these toys, you can actually, quote unquote, use the Force. Very awesome. Really dig it. Kudos to Kenner. Now, we all remember later on in the movie when Luke sensed the cold, he sensed the darkness, and then Yoda told him to go into the cave, which is where Luke would face his fears. And that is precisely where he faced off with Darth Vader, which of course really wasn't Darth Vader, but it was the essence, the spirit, the dark side, if you will, giving Luke a taste of the future. So Kenner created a cave inside this hut so we could recreate that moment when Luke fights Vader. And with these mechanisms that slide back and forth that have foot pegs on them, you're able to move the figures around and have a lightsaber duel, which is pretty sweet. Pretty awesome, guys. I'm not going to lie. I'm still having fun with this all these years later. Do you blame me? So cool. I mean, look at these guys. All right. So I wanted to show you this also. This is a nice little sweet detail. The designer of this playset carved his daughter's name, Emily, right onto the playset. How cool is that? I'm not sure his boss knew about that, but hey, kudos to him for slipping that in there. I would have done the same thing if I had a kid and I was making this. That's awesome. Kenner also included a foam marsh swampy area for R2 to slip into. This is actually a replacement foam. The original foam deteriorated a long time ago. I'm not going to force R2 into it. I'm sure you guys remember exactly how that foam works. It is a cool little feature. Dagobah is a swampy, slimy mud hole, so I think that's pretty cool. Again, Kenner just thinking of everything that we would want in this playset. And on the very top of this playset is a perfect spot for Yoda to perch and kind of survey Luke's training, if you will. There are a few bits with this playset. You have the foam, you have the R2 cylinder, you have 2 crates, and then in a later release of the playset, you got the backpack. That lizard I just threw in there because I thought it looks cool because, hey, why not? It's Dagobah. It really, adds a little something to the playset aesthetic. As I mentioned earlier, there are these 2 mechanisms for the lightsaber duel. There is the tree limb, which, goes through the playset to levitate Luke and hold him up. So those pieces are included. I didn't forget Obi-Wan Kenobi. He is a spirit. He is a ghost on Dagobah. He doesn't really have any play features with this playset, so I didn't really include him in this video. Hope you guys can forgive me. I love Ben Kenobi. Who doesn't? So yeah, I just wanted to nod, give a little acknowledgement. And this right here is where my Dagobah action takes place in my collection. I got the X-Wing, the Yoda puppet, I got a blaster, and of course the Dagobah playset itself, one of the crown jewels of the Empire Strikes Back collection from Kenner.
Appreciate you guys tuning in today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you had fun down on Dagobah. And if you did like the video, give that like button a thumbs up because it does help out the channel. And if you've not done so, blast that subscribe button and hit the notifications bell so you don't miss any valuable Star Wars content. And remember, collect or collect not, there is no try.